I just recently finished shooting another installment of my short film series, The Soulfire Chronicles. I wrote down a few key details I thought would be great to share with you guys, especially those of you who want to maybe get into acting or be a part of a short film but don't know how to act, so you're too nervous and you overthink, and then you end up not doing it and causing frustration for other people. Well, I wrote down these tips and tricks to try to help you out. So let's go. So acting on screen can be really challenging, especially for beginners. Here are some tips and tricks to help you get started. Number one is understanding the script. I cannot stress how important it is that you read the whole script, not just your part. It's important for you to read the whole script to see how your character engages with all the other characters and the storyline, how your character develops throughout the whole script. Understanding the character's background, their motivations, their goals, their relationship to the other characters. This will help you understand how they behave and how they react to the situations they're given. And this one might be a sleeper because you're like, I could just look at it, especially now with technology, I could just look at it on site and then I'll be able to say it when it's time. No. Memorize your lines. Memorize your lines. The reason you want to memorize your lines is so that you can effectively deliver them. If you don't know your line, you're constantly going to be going back to the script to try to reread the line, and you're not fully going to understand the line. If you memorize your line, you can recite that line over and over again in different ways and see which one fits better to the scene that you're in. If you don't memorize your lines, you can't recite it in many different ways in a short span of time. You're gonna be finicky, you're gonna be anxious, you might even stumble on your line. Whereas if you memorize it, if you do stumble, you can ad-lib, you can freestyle, and you might just have the best take by doing so. Tip number 2 is subtlety. 2 ways you can go about this. Subtlety in the sense that movements, mannerisms, if you can be very subtle but add those in, you are going to level up your on-screen performance. What I mean by mannerisms and movements, so let's say, for example, I'm in a conversation with another character and they're talking to me. Instead of me just sitting here just staring at them, me moving my hands or me, interacting with other things that may be on set, maybe looking away, maybe, some hand gestures, some facial expressions. The subtlety of doing this will make your performance, even though you're not even saying anything, you're just listening to the character that's speaking, even just doing this will level up your performance. So subtlety in the movement and mannerisms is gonna do you a solid. It's gonna do you a real solid. Also, don't look at the camera unless that's in the script. No eye contact with the camera. Don't do it. I've seen it, don't do it. Third tip is breathe. Breathe. It's very easy for people to get nervous, worked up, and they don't control their breathing when they're in scene, and also off camera. Off camera, they're not breathing how they should be, so when the scene comes, they're not breathing how they should be. And what you get is maybe a take that came out short-winded, and you're like, oh, I kind of ran out of breath, I gotta, redo that one. Make sure you're taking deep, controlled breaths. That'll help calm you down, and it'll help you be ready for the scene and during the scene. The next tip is reactions. I famously heard, react, don't act. So if somebody just gave you news that your mother died on screen, you don't want to act like you just heard that and you're like, oh no. You really want to be in that scene. You want to be reacting as if your mother actually died. That sucks, I'm sorry. But you want to react as if your mother actually died in real life. That way you get something that's genuine and not something that's makeshift. A tip that I used for myself was to obviously memorize my line and just react in a bunch of different ways, either in front of the mirror or, when I'm, kind of separated from everybody else, and see what feels most natural, see what feels most comfortable. And on camera, just do those different ones and see which one the director or the, whoever's shooting it likes the best. So a big one is react, don't act. You want your reactions to be genuine. You want them to be real. You don't want them to be fake. So react, don't act. This one's super crucial. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. Listen, Zay, this one's for you. I'm just kidding. Oftentimes when we're nervous, we begin to, kind of get jittery and we start to speed things up unnecessarily. When you are in front of the camera, when the camera's rolling, pace yourself. However slow you think you're going, go slower. That'll build anticipation, it'll build suspense. It'll make everything much easier for you than for you to just try to speed run through the whole thing. Because now, as the director, what I'm gonna tell you is, you went too fast, do it again. And obviously, if you're nervous, you don't want to do it again. You want one take Drake.
Embarrassing!
You want to be in and out. No, pace yourself. Make sure you're going at a natural, comfortable speed of when you're delivering your lines. You're clear and concise when you speak. Your body movements, they're thoughtful. You don't want to just be like, no, we're not doing that. Pace yourself. This last short film, if you see the BTS, you're gonna see that I kept telling Zay in a scene, why are you running?
Way too fast.
Why are you running? There's a scene where you're supposed to be slowly, like just purposefully walking, and you're just basically speed running through the scene. I know you're nervous, just slow down. And this tip, pace yourself, is one that will definitely help anyone that wants to be acting in front of a screen. It's pace yourself, just relax. This one I learned at the last shoot, and it's watch yourself. Not, check yourself before you wreck yourself, but watch yourself. After the takes, after you've done your scene and you do your take, review the camera, review the monitor, review the footage, and look at yourself specifically. Yes, you can look at the other actors, but if you're a beginner, odds are just focus on yourself. You want to look at yourself and see where you can improve, see your body language, see your eye contact, your mannerisms. Did you listen for your lines? Did you speak them clearly? Did you get the tone that you were looking for? Watch yourself and study yourself and then correct yourself. Obviously, the director should be doing this as well, but it also would help you if you do this for yourself. If there's someone on set whose performance is a bit better than yours, look at them and learn from them. Review their footage, their scenes, their lines, and even talk to them and ask them, okay, how are you doing this? How were you able to say this that way? And that'll help you a lot. So this one kind of bounces off something I said earlier. Embrace your mistakes. Now, obviously, if you're just messing up terribly, don't embrace those. But if you're in the scene, if you're in character and you stumble, but you're able to ad-lib because you memorize your lines, if you're able to ad-lib or freestyle to the lines, those might make the best moments. So what you should do is stay in character and embrace the mistake. Let's say my line was, hey, buddy, I'm gonna need you to let go of that gun or I'm gonna have to shoot you. And I memorized the line, but in the heat of filming that scene, I'm like, hey, partner, instead of buddy, embrace it, ad-lib it. Let's see where it goes. Maybe it makes the scene a bit better. This next one is practice, practice, practice. Keep practicing in front of a mirror by yourself. And this is especially true for people who want to do more acting. Just practice. Just practice. Set your phone up. If you're uncomfortable in front of cameras, set your phone up and just record yourself. It's gonna be embarrassing. You're gonna suck. It's okay. Just practice. You'll get better. Trust me. I've done it. I suck sometimes still. I'm practicing. So don't be discouraged if you suck, because with time and practice, you will get more confident and you will get better in front of the screen. That's just the way of how things work, I guess. Practice, time, you get better. I don't know, man. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching. If you could honestly subscribe. You don't have to like the video, but if you do, that'd be cool. And you don't have to comment, but if you do, that'd also be cool. This helps me feed my family and the one dog that I adopted that actually has a limp and one blind in the left eye and can see 15-20 out of the right eye. He's a stray. We adopted him, but if you subscribe, like, and comment, this will really help my family and the dog. So I appreciate y'all.